Welcome everyone to Unscripted Coding. Today we're going to look at a really important feature from Anthropic that is brand new and not a lot of people are talking about it. It's called Citations, and basically what it does is it reduces hallucination by citing specific documents you've provided. Now, if you think about chatbots, they have given a few examples already. Thomson Reuters is a good one in which you would upload a couple contracts into your chatbot, ask it questions, and the biggest fear is it starts telling you things about your contract that aren't true, that aren't there at all. And sometimes it could do it very authoritatively and even provide fake citations. So I could just say, yes, the other party promised $1 billion, and it cites right here, pricing $1 billion, and of course it doesn't show up in the contract. You get into a big fight because you believed AI. Anthropic tries to do away with this by ensuring that when it responds, it also provides citations that Anthropic has checked to be in the document. That might be a little bit abstract, so let's take a look at their sample code here. Hopefully you've seen enough of these chatbot code to see how this works. Normally how you would do this is you would input your model, your token, your parameters, whatever, but you have a chain of messages. What I said, what he said, well, what I said, what the chatbot said, what I said, what the chatbot said. And you have a long list of messages and you're just printing the next response. To continue that conversation, you would take this response, put it into the next chain in your message, and you keep going. Now, what's new with citations is in here, you can put in a document. You'll say that it's a text, it's plain, and this is what is the text in here. So the grass is green, the sky is blue. That is, AI would probably know that in the back end, and it could certainly search the internet, but now you have a source document available to it. You enable citations, and then when you ask it what color is the grass and the sky, it should be referencing your document and quoting straight from the data. Now, there are a couple different things. You can use plain text, you can use PDFs. It's a bit limited because they're not doing OCR, so you can't take scans, you can't take in charts, you're really just taking plain text PDF documents. But most importantly, when you get a response over here, you're going to see, according to a document, the grass is green. And very specifically, within and embedded in its response is right here. The grass is green. Here's the citation. It is this is the cited text from the document you provided. The grass is green. It provides an index so you can find it quickly. You can find the document title, blah, blah, blah. So it gives you a bit of context as to which document it came from, where is it located, and what it says exactly. Alternatively, not alternatively, but if we continue with how it is chatting, you just move on, and the sky is blue, and then it cites a different piece. So the structure seems a bit weird, but it is meant so that in a single response, it could cite different things. So, again, coming to the contract example, very possible that you're citing 3 or 4 different sections. In section 1, it says this. Then in section 2 it says this, and in section 3 it says this, and together looking at it, the price is actually $1 million instead of $1 billion, and here's all the citations. Now you'll notice that one way that we as developers can do this is we could ignore all the citations. We just add or concatenate all the text together. You get a response according to a document, the grass is green and the sky is blue. Done. But what I imagine most developers will be doing is putting a tooltip or a hover over so that we can go, where is this coming from? I think lots of people have seen how Copilot has done it, where they put a footnote. Um, so you can do it in different ways. Now, this wouldn't be unscripted coding if I just talked. I have actually done this a little bit on the document analysis tool that we've built previously, but I wanted to keep it very simple because let's not make this too long. So I'm going to copy all of this. I'm going to ask DeepSeek to build me a quick document analysis tool. Be right back. Okay, so DeepSeek almost had a one-shot perfect response. Sadly, it seems to be busy as well, but the fix was pretty simple. I knew it existed. Basically, when I wanted to directly call its API, Claude doesn't allow for CORS policy. So for a bit of safety, you have to make a deliberate decision to connect to the API directly. Normally, it wants a server in between. We've seen that a lot in the past. What you need to do is in the headers, add this Anthropic dangerous direct browser access and set it to true. That's all that we needed. The only other piece is, of course, we need an API key. So I'll throw an API key in here. And as a demonstration here, we're going to look at the Canadian criminal code. This is, of course, a law governing what is murder, what is assault, what is aggravated assault, blah 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 blah. I am just going to copy a chunk of this. And so you can see there's hate propaganda, there are different pieces, but I want a good section of it is defamatory libel. So making people look bad by saying negative things about them. So I'll throw this up in the source document, and what I'm going to do is ask what are the elements of defamatory libel? What are the elements of defamatory libel? And so each time I send, I'm adding to that message list. And I'm hoping to get a response, of course. Here we go. And it says basic definition, forms of expression. Okay, here we go. Publication requirements. Sorry, I'm going to drag this down and see. Good. Okay, so it is working. What I asked DeepSeek to do, and this will be a bit tricky, is to be able to hover over the relevant sections, and it will pull out where that information is coming from. So publication requirements. Libel occurs when someone exhibits it in public, causes it to be read or seen, and shows or delivers it or causes it to be shown, blah, 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 blah. And we know exactly where it comes from. A person publishes libel when he does these things. So it's really helpful because we can just read through this answer and be able to visually see where it's coming from. Let's just go one step further and ask something different further down. What is the definition of hate? Was it hate propaganda? Hate propaganda. Propaganda. And here we go. So, Over here we have, I like that it pops up as a tooltip, but it will also highlight it when we go to the very bottom. Here we go. So you can imagine all sorts of very interesting use cases here. If we built a document analysis tool, um, we we'd be able to visually verify where it's coming from, just to make sure. Now, this is only on Claude, but in my mind, I was thinking, how would I use OpenAI to do this? Because I have been using OpenAI primarily. And one of the ways you can do this, recreate it somehow, is to ask it to respond in structured outputs and require a quotation in the response. Now, it's not going to be perfect, but what I would do is then do a control F basically. You get a response, you check if the quotation actually appears in your source document, and if it doesn't, you just ask it again. And in, I would say probably one most of the time, but maybe in two shots, you would get a similar result. It would be slower, it won't be as nice, but it's one way you can try and recreate this without official support from others. I'm hoping other people will hop on. This is a great feature. This makes it super easy for the rest of us. And last little thing to talk about is there are obviously great ways for us to enhance this. I would immediately find a way to scroll to the highlighted parts, auto scroll. And if DeepSeek was not busy, I'd ask it to try and do this. Maybe allow for multiple source documents or something like that. Anyways, I hope that was interesting. Citations, I haven't really seen anyone talk about it, and I think it's critical, critical, critical for enterprise business, real life usage. So, I hope to see you guys again soon as we tackle another project next week. Thanks.